Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to EIT Digital Master School webinar on Autonomous System Program. My name is Tuan Ching. I'm an interim director at Budapest Node from EIT Digital. Today we have a very compact program for you. Within 1 hour, we'd like to give all the information that we have for your for the presentation and all the question and answer that we would like to provide to you with regard to the Autonomous System Program from the EIT Digital Master School. We have the pleasure to have two distinguished speakers for our program today. First, we will have Professor Daniel Fontanelli, who is program lead at EIT Digital. And second, we will have a student ambassador in Bogdan Nistor from our students programs. And we also have the pleasure to have the colleagues from Master School office who are ready to answer all the questions and for you in the Q&A sessions. I would like to also have a pleasure to have representatives from local university here in Budapest, namely ELTE and BME. So that is a very pleasure for us to have all of the involved people here at your the presentations. So because we only have 1 hour for all this information to exchange, to present, so I'd like to start right now by introducing Professor Daniel Fontanelli, who is a program lead at EIT Digital, to have a brief presentation of our program on autonomous systems. Professor Fontanelli, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. So let me just start my presentation. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Can you see my screen, my presentation?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Daniele Fontanelli. I'm the leader for the autonomous system programs of the EIT. And I will try to give you some, let's say, overview about the master program, about how it is organized, what are the specialization, and let's say some specific information about the program per se. So why may you study at the EIT Digital Master School? Well, there are a lot of different kind of advantages. For example, you can choose your own curriculum by selecting 2 different universities for the first year and the second year of the master. You will gain 2 different kind of degrees. One from the entry university, that is actually the university in which you will take the first year of the master, and another one from the university in which you go for the second year. So 2 different kind of degrees plus the EIT Digital certificate. You will have the opportunity to meet a lot of different students coming abroad from all the countries around the world. You will have also the opportunity to join and to, let's say, meet a lot of different entrepreneurs, students, professors, and whatever at the constellation of collocation centers that are spread all around Europe for the and belonging to the EIT Digital Consortium. So this is actually how it is organized, the Master School. We have a kickoff event in which all the students participating to the EIT Digital Master School join together in one location around Europe, and then you will start your first year at the entry university. In the first year, you will have different perspectives about, in our case, autonomous systems. So you will earn some credits on technical courses, and then you will have also the opportunity to have a look to, let's say, the management part of building up business and bringing innovation for autonomous systems, which are the IND courses. At the end of the first year, all the students regroup together. I mean, all the students, not only for the autonomous system programs, but from all the different programs that are inside the EIT Digital. And they will join together into different summer schools. There are a number of different opportunities depending on your interest, depending on the focus that each summer school is given to the different aspects of innovation. And there you will spend 2 weeks all together in order to solve some, let's say, business-related activities. Sorry. Then in the second year, there are the specializations. So the different universities that participate to the consortium give different, let's say, flavor of the subject that you are studying, in our specific case of autonomous system. And then in the end, there will be the graduation ceremony. That is another event in which all the students group together in order to receive the certificate about the master. So coming to autonomous system, well, basically autonomous systems are quite pervasive. So you may find autonomous systems in robotics assistants, autonomous driving cars, AI-based software solutions, whatever. And basically, the autonomous systems are basically let's say, a union between two different perspectives that comes from computer science, that is, let's say, the ability to understand an environment and understand the context in which a system actually works, and the mechatronic engineering that instead refers most on the let's say, giving the capability to a system, a mechanical system, to interact physically with the world. So in doing so, you will learn a lot of different kind of topics that ranges from Internet of Things, machine learning, robotics, modeling, estimation, and a lot of different stuff that gives you different perspectives and teaches you different topics about autonomous systems. This is how our master is organized. So as I told you before, we have 2 years. You have to select 2 different universities, one from the entry year and the other one for the exit years. As you may see, in all the different countries, you have the opportunity to have an entry and an exit. And in the organization of the autonomous systems, all the first year, that is all the entry university, focuses on a set of core competencies that are listed here. So you will learn topics about robotics, artificial intelligence, modeling, estimation, and control. We decided to have the same kind of common courses at the first year, because in that case you are entirely free to actually select whatever kind of second year locations. For the second year location, each university offers a different specialization. So we will, let's say, get some additional information in the next few slides. So we start by the description of what happens in Aalto in Finland. What specialization is robotics and artificial intelligence. And so basically the keywords, I mean, the main topics are related to perception and manipulation and to reasoning of autonomous systems. Then we have another specialization that is at KTH in Stockholm, that is instead the intelligent autonomous systems. So in this case, the keywords, I mean, the most important aspects of autonomous systems are computer science, artificial intelligence, and control. Then we have another specialization in Hungary at ELTE, that is computer science for autonomous driving. And in this case, the focus is, of course, more related to autonomous driving. And so the keywords are artificial intelligence, image and video analysis, sensors, data aggregation, and computer graphics. Then we have another specialization in at Eurocom, that is in France, in the south part of France, and it is called Sensing, Communicating, and Processing Big Data for Autonomous Systems. So in this case, the focus is on data processing and analysis, machine learning, communication systems, and IoT. In the end, we have our specialization in Trento, that is on autonomous robotic systems. And so here we study mainly robots, let's say. And so the keywords here are estimation, optimal control, planning, mobile robots, and all the applications that can be actually executed by a system using this kind of basic topic. So let me just spend two words about the summer school. So the summer school, of course, is a compulsory part of the master school program. So the structure of the master school is basically that you will be given a starter kit, and then you will spend 2 weeks on the summer school, which means that you will go somewhere all around Europe to study a business case, to learn how to give a pitch. And so there will be also a pitch competition, and then a final report related to the topics that you have studied in the summer school. We have different kind of selections let's say, arguments or focus for the summer school. This is the list of the summer school of this year. So as you may see, they are spread all around Europe, and they will be executed between July and August for 2 weeks, as I told you before. And so, as you may see here in these slides, there are schools in the United Kingdom, Italy, Hungary, France, Slovenia, Slovakia, and whatsoever. And also, in blue, you may see the main topic of the summer school. So you may see that you may range from e-health to digital interactive smart spaces, artificial intelligence in financial services, and so on and so forth. This set of summer school changes every year. So there will be, let's say, different kind of topic for every year of the summer school. So just to wrap up, what are the career opportunities? Well, there are very, very many possibilities to apply what you will learn during this master school course. So we have a lot of students that dealing with or have founded companies or have founded startups dealing with manufacturing, logistics, mining, waste, media, finance, healthcare, service sectors, robotics, and whatsoever. So there are a lot of different kind of opportunities. Just to give you some dates and some, let's say, deadlines about the application. So we usually have 2 periods for the application. Now we are in the second phase, in the period 2 of the application, that will close on the 11th of April. And there will be a deadline to accept or decline the offer of the master school, of course, for all the accepted students inside the master school. That is the 1st of June. The admission criteria, of course, depend on the proof of English language and on the type of bachelor's degrees. So if you need some additional information, these are some addresses, some let's say guidelines that you may have. So once more, I am the leader of the program. So whatever comes to your mind, if you want to make me some questions or if you want some additional information, please send me an email and I will, of course, reply as fast as I can. Okay, so okay, I stopped the sharing. So it's all from my side.
Thank you very much, Professor Fontanelli, for your very detailed informations about the program. For the audience, we also invite here a student ambassador from EIT Digital to share with you the experience from the student perspective. Now I would like to invite Bogdan Mihai Nistor to join us and share with us your experience as a student from EIT Digital on autonomous systems. Nistor,
thank you.
Bogdan Mihai, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello. Just give me a moment to share my screen. And please tell me if you can see it properly.
Could you make it a slideshow, Bogdan Mihai?
Is it not a slideshow for now?
No.
What about now? Like that?
Yeah, so good. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Bogdan Mihai Nistor, and I am a student ambassador for EIT Digital Master School this year. Before I jump into what my reasons are for doing this, and what I like about this master and what attracted me to it. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. So I am 24 years old. I come from Bucharest, Romania, where I also finished my bachelor's in automatics and system engineering. However, I did have a dream of studying abroad. I wanted to move from country to country to learn about other people's cultures, to learn about different educational systems. And it just happened that I found out about EIT Digital, and it seems to me like an amazing opportunity to get this chance of moving to 2 different countries, and also to spend 2 weeks during the summer for the summer course. Therefore, I chose to enroll the Master of Autonomous Systems, and I had as an entry university, Université Côte d'Azur in Nice, in France. And as a second university, as my exit university, I chose Aalto University from Helsinki. You can imagine that this is quite a difference moving from the south of France to the exact opposite of Europe, to Finland. But in my opinion, this was the magic of it. I wanted to see how the people interacted, how the people worked, and also what were the differences in their educational systems from one side of Europe to the other. Therefore, I chose the 2 countries. But what am I doing right now? As you heard earlier, in the end of the second year, during the second semester, you have to do your internship and you have to write your master's thesis. Therefore, there have been tons of opportunities of encountering companies, and EIT has provided a great support to us. And after applying to multiple companies, learning how to pitch myself, how to write my CV properly and motivation letter, I got multiple offers. So right now I'm trying to decide between FinTraffic and Nordcloud. I've been doing an internship of 1 month in FinTraffic, which is this company that takes care of all the traffic means here in Finland on DevOps. And right now I also got an offer for Nordcloud, which is quite interesting for me. During this presentation, you will see that I'm the type of person that was really interested in the INE courses, and I wanted to leverage my technical knowledge and apply it into a more business-related field. Therefore, this is the opportunity that I have right now with Nordcloud, and while we're still structuring the master thesis details and how it will work out in the end, it seems like it's gonna work out, and it seems an amazing opportunity to me. Also, one of the biggest points that I really enjoyed about joining this master was the support that we received from EIT Digital. We had various speed dating, as they call them, with events with other companies. And this is also how I got in touch with FinTraffic and I got my internship. But what about the rest of the experience? Well, as you know, a master experience abroad is not just studying and courses. You get to meet a ton of wonderful people. This is myself with my classmates from last year in a trip in Lyon. I got to meet people from all around the world. And also, as a bonus, I got to learn Spanish. We had a huge Spanish gang back in Nice, and it was an amazing opportunity for learning also this language skill besides my technical and business ones. Also, you have the chance to work on your goals and all projects together. I got the opportunity to work in teams both on site and online, which, as you know, in the world that we live nowadays, are important skills that you should master. And it allowed me to develop my cooperation, my team working skills, as well as my leadership ones in both environments, online and on site. Also, let's talk a little bit about my experience of living in the 2 sides of Europe. I started in 2020, actually. This is from a trip that I was doing with my friends around France. And as you can see, it was a completely different environment than right now in Finland. It was very warm. You could see the clear sky. And obviously, the culture and the people were completely different than here in Finland. I really appreciated this, and this made me really adaptable to different environments. I got to learn how to work and communicate and discuss with people that are more outgoing, are more talkative, let's say in France, and together with my colleagues there. And also I learned how to work in environments where people are rather less talkative, more reserved, and also in a colder weather. Finally, there's also a ton of foods and drinks to try from various cultures. I got to try and learn how to make pizza myself from my Italian friends. Later in Finland, I got the opportunity to try some reindeer, which I would have never expected before, together with some local cheese. And maybe as important as this is also sharing your own culture. This is a picture taken during last Easter, which I spent with some of my friends from different countries, and I got a chance to share with them our traditions in Romania of making red eggs for Easter. And we cooked a lot of food together. We shared some Spanish food, some Russian foods, some Hungarian food as well, as one of my very good friends were from Budapest. So it was a wonderful share of culture and traditions. But what about the summer school? You've heard earlier that it's a 2 weeks experience and you usually have it in a new country. Well, this to me seems incredible because you have various topics to choose from, and I find that no matter what your interest is, you will find a topic to suit your needs. For me, the summer's experience was in Tallinn, Estonia, and it was on the digital health topic. Unfortunately, this summer, due to the pandemic, it was online. However, even though I didn't get a chance to go to Estonia myself, to Tallinn, this experience motivated me more than I was before joining the master. I got to learn a lot about how businesses were built and constructed in the digital health industry. I learned how to properly pitch not only myself, but my own startup, as I was the one responsible with the pitching for our project. And I also learned even better how to work online in teams, which, as you might know, it's a bit challenging sometimes and different than the real world. However, what I find really important to myself is that I learned that I have a huge interest in the digital health industry. And right now I'm really thinking about maybe someday starting my own startup in the field. You remember we talked about the I&E classes. These are the innovation and entrepreneurship classes that were personally one of the biggest points and biggest advantages for joining this master. You get to learn about entrepreneurship. You work in various teams with people from all around the world on building mock startups. You learn how to pitch your startup, how to public speak in front of hundreds of people. You also learn project management, finance, marketing. You basically learn about all the sides of the business itself. One of our mock startup that we did last year was Neodomus. This was a startup based on sustainability technologies for smart buildings. So we tried to leverage our knowledge about technology and implement it in a sustainable way so that we could make a building self-sustainable without the need of other resources except for the ones that it already includes. This was wonderful because we not only learned about business development and project management and all these innovation and entrepreneurship related topics, but we also learned about the sustainable and environmental industry itself. So you always, when you work on a project, you also learn about your industry of interest. Well, but what do you do if you want to build your own startup or you have your own idea that you'd like to pitch forward? Here in Finland, we have Alto Yes, which is an entrepreneurship association, and they offer you support through accelerators to a bigger network that you can reach out to, maybe find your co-founder. And there are all in all many events and opportunities to pitch your idea. These two pictures here are from one of the hackathons that happened in Helsinki in Finland, where we actually won the first place for the Mehiläinen Challenge, which is a medical company, where we had to develop a solution specific to their own problems. It was wonderful. We worked in a team of international people. We were 4 people, and we had to work 48 hours straight in order to achieve this. But I an invaluable experience, and should you join the master, I highly encourage you to join any hackathons that you can find and that spark your interest. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them or even contact me at my personal email address.
Thank you very much, Mihai, for sharing with us your experience from the student's perspective. You make me a little bit younger. I want to join again as a student to the schools, but I'm a little bit late right now. Okay, thanks a lot. As I mentioned, that we have the pleasure today to have representatives from local university and BME, who has offered the part of the autonomous systems programs, and I'd like to invite Professor Istanes to share shortly about the activities ahead for our students. Professor Istanes, the floor is yours.
Thank you and welcome. My name is Zoltán Istenes. I'm an associate professor at the Eötvös Loránd University at Budapest, Hungary. I'm a regular professor at the university, but I'm working with EIT Digital since many years. And now I'm involved in this autonomous system major. And we would be happy to meet you here in Budapest. As you heard, our topic is computer science for autonomous driving. So our main topic is about the softwares which are running these autonomous systems, these big softwares, these complicated softwares, these complex softwares, but also, as you heard, it also include artificial intelligence and computer vision and all related fields. If you have any question about coming to Budapest, I'm here and I would be very happy to answer you. And also I can put in the chat my email address where you can address me. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Istenes. Next, I would like to invite Professor Kiss, Professor Balin Kiss from BME. Professor Kiss, the floor is yours for presenting BME programs.
Yes, thank you very much, and hello everybody. So my name is Balin Kiss. I am a department head here at this university, the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. The department's name is Control Engineering and Information Technology. And let me share with you the link which you can find on our web page, where you can find a few videos and more information about the details of the program. I am the coordinator of the entry year we are offering here in the Autonomous System major for the EIT Digital Master School. We are more on the engineering side, actually, and we are offering an international environment here close to the Danube River, which is rich in courses related to autonomous systems, rich in well-equipped labs where you can train yourself solving real-life problems. And we have also an environment which is actually an almost complete ecosystem supporting entrepreneurship, including an incubator unit if you would like to start your startup later on. So that's all. I'm looking forward to any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Kiss. Now, before going to the Q&A sessions, it's my pleasure to introduce you that we also have here from the Master School office, Eileen Cansons and Tobias Seppers, who will be ready to answer all the questions related to Master School's administrative things. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Tobias. Nice to see you. And so I think that we are all ready now with finishing all of the presentations, and we have the representatives from the Master School office. We have Professor Fontanelli as a program lead from Autonomous System program at EIT Digital. We also have our student ambassador in Bogdan Mihai Nistor, and myself as well here, and we are ready for the Q&A section. So now I would like to open the section for you to ask us additional things that you would like to have more information on the EIT Digital Master School on autonomous systems. Please, the floor is yours. You can put questions in the chat. You can ask to go live as well. So it's as you wish. Okay, I have one question in the chat. It's which university from program is better to choose in self-driving cars specifically? May I give the question to Professor Fontanelli?
Well, it's not as easy to answer, actually. I would say that at a very, let's say, high level, for the specialization that are currently in the autonomous system program, I would say that you may see some courses that are related to autonomous driving, of course, in ELTE, because the specialization is on autonomous driving. I can say that in that case, it is more related to the part of perception for autonomous driving. While instead, if you are more interested in let's say, strategy or control of autonomous driving vehicles, there are two other specializations that are closely related. Sorry, one is in Trento and the other one is at KTH. In all the three specializations, I mean, ELTE, KTH, and Trento, you will have the opportunity to have the internship and the master thesis working in a company that is related to autonomous driving. For example, Stellantis, BMW, Scania, and all the major companies that are located in Europe.
Thank you very much, Professor Fontanelli. I can see that Professor Istanes also would like to give an additional answer to that.
Sorry. Just a very short completion for Daniela's answer. I think the question is not a good question, because the question is that self-driving cars is a very vast field. So it can be focused on the sensor part, on the recognition part, on the control part. So all these different fields, and all, as Daniel explained, the different universities putting more focus on different aspects. So that's you should think a little bit what exactly part of the self-driving cars you are interested, and then you can try to look at the curriculum of each universities, and you can pinpoint some interesting topics and interesting subjects. But as Daniel explained, what is also important, the industrial relations, that what kind of companies you have in different universities, and you can choose your internship there at the second year. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Istanes. The next question on my screen is that is it harder to get a job in the EU as a non-EU student? I don't know who would be willing to answer these questions.
I can say a couple of words that in my experience, in my personal experience with the autonomous system students, there is actually no difference between the European and non-European students. All our students find internships. A lot of them have contracts right after the master school, whatever is their origin. I mean, there is no issue at all.
Thank you, Professor Fontanelli. I can see that our student ambassador Bogdan Mihai, Nistor, you also would like to share some insights.
I wanted basically to say a similar thing. I saw that all of my colleagues that came from a non-EU country, they all succeeded in their internship search, and I didn't hear them complaining about any problems, basically. At least this is in with my friends and the people that I know so far.
Thank you very much. The next question that I got is that how many students on average apply for the program and how many got admitted? So I guess that the answer could be Professor Fontanelli or our colleagues from the Master School office.
Well, I can say just a couple of words that I would say that the rate of students that got admitted in autonomous systems is quite high. Of course, depend on the curriculum of the students, and I would say that a lot of students have a very good curriculum, and so let's say that a lot of students got admitted. If I remember correctly, at least for autonomous systems, there will be something like between 10–20% of students that are not admitted, because actually there will be a pre-selection before they're coming to our attention. Okay, and yeah, so I would say it's reasonably high. Okay, I don't know if Tobias want to say something else.
Hi, everybody. Very nice to be here. No, I don't really have anything to add to that. I mean, it can vary quite a bit from year to year. depending on multiple factors. But I think the numbers that you just shared, Daniela, are quite accurate. It can change quite a bit from one year to another. But on the whole, we have very motivated applicants with a very good curriculum and a very good educational background. So we have a lot of good applicants that do get admitted to the program.
Thank you very much, Professor Fontanelli, and thank you, Tobias, for the additional information and also the confirmations. The next question that I got here is that how big are the classes you usually take part in, and is there a lot of group work on the course, or is it mainly individual-based learning?
I think I can answer to that.
Yes, please.
Well, in my experience, I had both sides. We had a lot of group learning when I was in Nice. It was basically just projects all the time, both in the technical department as well as in the business one. So while I was in France in the Université Côte d'Azur, I've only worked in groups, never alone. However, when I moved to Finland, we had both sides of work. I had projects where I had to work in teams of as many people as five other people besides myself. And I also had projects where I could work alone if I wanted to, and projects where I had to work by myself. I found this a very good balance because you also learn how to work with others, but also by yourself. But I would say that 80% of the time you will have group projects. And as per the size of the classes or the number of people attending, this also varies a lot. In France, I had classes on site, and I don't think the number of people in the same room exceeded 25 or 30, or at least this is my experience. While here in Finland, in Aalto, I had most of the courses, actually I had all of the courses online, and there were as many as 100 students in one class. I don't really know how this would be applied in an on-site learning environment. That was all.
Maybe we lost connection, but anyway, I can say that for what concerns the autonomous system program, we have a blended situation. Of course, we have classes in which let's say the teaching is more, I would say, old style, and a lot of other classes that are with groups, with projects, and stuff like that. I have also to add that there is a difference between I&D courses and technical courses. So basically, all the I&D courses are in group, while the technical courses instead are let's say, in between blended versions between classic approaches and group courses.
We can't hear you, Tuan.
Okay, thank you. I hope that, because I seem to have some internet problem here. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, if you can hear me now, I'd like to go to the next questions, which says, how do people approach research topics in school? What are prospects for a student who is not interested in business that much, rather is more inclined towards research and in a research firm such as INRIA, etc.? I think it's very interesting questions. Maybe Professor Fontanelli, can you share with us your insight about this?
Yep. Well, let's say that one of the main purposes or focus of this master school is just to let students to have a vision towards innovation. So whenever you deal with innovation, of course, it means also to build up your own business, but it means also to try to do this kind of technology transfer from academia, so let's say from pure research to applications, to problems, products, and whatever. Again, as far as I know, a lot of previous students of autonomous systems nowadays are employed into different kind of firms, especially in the research and development department. So I would say that this is actually a concrete opportunity for students that comes out from the program, at least given the past experience that we have.
Thank you, Professor Fontanelli. Bogdan Mihai, would you like to add something to that? Because it's interesting. I think it's interesting also from the student point of view, that if you want to be a business entrepreneur or you want to be a researcher, because autonomous system involves a lot of, I think, deep things in science and technologies, and probably it could be either way to do after graduation. Could you share with us some of your insight, or what do you think about that?
Definitely. During my presentation, I said that I'm actually quite interested in the business part. However, I would say that most of my colleagues are more interested in the technical side of things. Some of them also wanting to go more towards research. So what I've seen is that you can definitely focus on your technical topic, and there can also be opportunities of doing some research work during your second year. This might come as your master thesis maybe, or as an internship. As we actually had many opportunities in the reinforcement learning department here in Aalto University to do some sort of research on a reinforcement learning topic. What I don't know precisely, and maybe here we will need the help of Daniele, is if you go ahead and do a research topic with the reinforcement learning department, let's say in the university, as a master thesis, if that can also count as your master thesis in EIT Digital. My awareness, my knowledge is that it cannot count, as you need to do your master thesis in an industrial environment. However, there have been plenty of opportunities to pursue a research topic. And maybe there were other departments as well. I was just interested in the reinforcement learning one during my studies.
Thank you very much, Bogdan Mihai. The next question that I got, which is very interesting: does any of the university has its own self-driving vehicle?
Well, this is not that easy, actually, to have a self-driving vehicle. I can tell you something about the University of Trento. So we have a vehicle that is actually a racing vehicle for a specific category that is called Eagle, and it's a sort of competitions between, let's say, racing cars, autonomous racing cars. And in that case, it's a vehicle that is partially autonomous because it has been built by students entirely. I mean, from the mechanical part, the engine part, the control part. So everything has been set up by the students, and now there is some development about, let's say, being entirely autonomous. What we are actually doing in Trento is that we have a strict relation with BMW, Stellantis, Ferrari also, and we usually use their vehicles. So we do some programs, we do some algorithm for perception, for control of the vehicle, and then we test them on their autonomous cars. We don't have our own autonomous cars, at least for the moment. I don't know if maybe Zoltan can be something else.
Well, maybe I can add. In Aalto we have one. Sorry.
Go on to
yeah, just in Aalto we have just bought a autonomous vehicle connected with the 5G network, and it's for research purpose. So But not the details I don't know. But anyway, we have one. Yes.
I can see that Professor Kiss also would like to share with us some of his insights and experience.
Yeah, so there are different categories of these autonomous vehicles at the university. We have also student-built vehicles, which are fully autonomous. Mostly these vehicles are prepared for competitions, usually international competitions. Some of our lab has its own autonomous vehicles. These are usually vehicles which are transformed for a usually electric vehicle platform, such as the Nissan Leaf or something similar. And there are autonomous platforms which are used at the companies for which we are working or where students get an internship. We are working together with ThyssenKrupp, and there are also some autonomous trucks as well, where students can have some topics. And here in Hungary, we have probably the largest test track for the testing of autonomous functions for vehicles, and many universities have actually a research lab at that test track. It's a little bit far away from Budapest, 200 kilometers away, but internships can be organized there as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kiss. Any more comments on the question? I think it's a very interesting question indeed. The next question is, do you have fully funded scholarships?
Yes, hi, I believe that I can take this question. Hi, everyone. My name is Elin Karlsson. I'm the mobility coordinator at the Master School office. It's not completely decided yet what the scholarships will be for the intake of 2022, but it will be full tuition fee waivers or half tuition fee waivers, most likely. And please also keep in mind that for Italian students, there is the CDP scholarship program available. And also for all students, we offer something called the deferred payment scheme, which offer you to postpone the payment of the tuition fees until after you have finished your studies. And maybe I can also mention, because I saw another question regarding the deferred payment scheme further down in the questions and how to apply for that or how the process is. So when you send us your application, you simply tick a box that says that you're interested in applying for the deferred payment scheme. And then you will also need to upload a credit report as well as a proof of residence. And then when you get the admissions result, you will also know if you were granted this deferred payment scheme or not. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Elin. I think it's quite very clear to me, and I hope that the student also satisfied. Yeah, one question is related to this, and you already answered it, that which is the process about the deferred payment. So basically, I think that you already gave the answer before it is asked. So it's the next question, actually, it's a very practical thing, is that can I open my microphone and pose question directly? So please, Sin Long, you pose the question in the chat. So if you want to directly ask, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. At first, my name is Xin Long, and I come from China. I'm very interested in the EIT school because I have been exchanged in the French for a few months. My first question is about scholarship. So how many scholarships you were granted to the students in percentage, especially the top level scholarship, tuition fee exempt, and life fee supported?
Hi, Xinlong. Thank you for your question. As Elin just described, the scholarship program has not been committed yet by the EIT Digital Management. But what I can say is that it will be merit-based and it will be allocated to the top scoring applicants at each entry university within each program. Exactly how many scholarships and what kind of percentages, we can unfortunately not answer that at this point, because the scholarship program as such has not been confirmed yet. But it will be merit-based and it will be allocated across all entries and across all programs of the Master School.
Okay, so can you provide some like historical data?
I mean, that really changes a lot from one year to another.
Okay.
But historically, I mean, last year you could see that there were maybe 3 or 4 students per entry that were granted a waiver, but that nothing has been decided about that yet. So I wouldn't draw too many conclusions from that.
Okay, okay, thank you. And then my second question is about the relationship between the school and the industry. Does the professor in the EIT school has the industrial connection, and our participation in the business would be like the touring and visiting, or the really parts of the production activity in the industry like that?
Maybe Professor Fontanelli?
I'm not sure that I got your question, but I would say that the majority of the professors have of course, connection with companies. And for example, I usually provide internship not only to autonomous system students, but also for other Italian students, and connect them with companies in order to have their internship, have the opportunity of job, have the master thesis developed with the company as well. But I don't know if this answers your questions, because I didn't get it that much.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And my question got the second part, that is the participation of the students in the industry. Would it like be strolling and visiting, or really be engaged to the industry activity?
Well, during the internship, you will be engaged, of course. You will be there, you will be visiting the company, you will stay there, you will have a close interaction with the company as well. Of course, you will be focused on the specific topic of the internship or master thesis, but you will be engaged. I don't know if Nestor has something to say about this.
Oh, would you please repeat? I was answering a question in the chat at the same time.
Basically, if during the master thesis or the internship, you will be involved in the company where you're actually carrying out your activities.
Oh, well, definitely. I had some interviews with multiple companies already, and the projects that I should have done for them were directly implemented in the company's work. So basically, the work that you do will be directly related to the company, as they also want to get something out of this experience and not only to give a master thesis.
Thank you very much. Well, from what I can see, I would like to say that if Xin-Long question is about the level of engagement in the industrial projects, I could say that yes, definitely yes. I think that's the answer from Professor Fontanelli, and Nisto is clearly say that it's not only visiting a place, but actually you have to do real work there, and it's a high engagement. If it's a direct answer to your questions, I hope that it's satisfactory.
Yeah, sure it is. Thank you very much. And
Thank
then
yes, please.
And then I'd like to know the future of the students in the EIT school. Like they will be more engaged into the industrial work, or more like researching work. Does the business course in the EIT school will damage the researching future?
Well, I wouldn't say so. We had past experience with students that moved to companies or opened their own companies or stays in academia for the PhD, for example. I wouldn't say so. Let's say that on average, it is most probable that students of this program maybe move to companies. But this is just my guess. I mean, we have all the different opportunities as all the master students that you may think of.
Yeah, okay. I'm really glad to hear that. And thank you. That's all my question. And thank you all.
Thank you very much, Xinglong, for the questions. The question actually is, I see a hand raised by Sarnia. Are you here still?
Hello, thank you for the opportunity. I have a PhD in physics as an experimentalist, and but I have done some sort of self-study, such as Coursera online courses. I have done it about for 2 years. But unfortunately, because of not well-structured education that I had in computer science, I was not successful to get even interview opportunity in the well-known companies. So I would like to know that if you recommend me to attend a master course by your well-known school, or I would do another PhD. So I am a little confused, and I do not know what should I do to get to my what is my passion to be involved in the big projects by the very well-known companies.
Well, I don't know. It's a very tough question. So you said that you already have a PhD in physics. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I have done online course. I have also online certificates in deep learning specialization, machine learning, NLP, but all of them have been self-study.
Okay, so you're saying that those kinds of certificates are not sufficient to actually get into a company?
Yes, exactly. So that is my problem.
Well, I really don't know, because actually, if you already have a PhD, so you have already graduated, of course you can come back to a master, but I don't know if this is something that maybe is convenient for your future career. I mean, most probably what I would do is try to see if you can apply directly for a PhD position, maybe in one of the fields that are related to, I don't know, learning, deep learning, machine learning, computer science, and this kind of stuff, rather than coming back to the master.
So your school has this PhD opportunities?
I mean, there are PhD openings all over Europe. You have just to, check the websites of all the university, even the universities that are inside here in the autonomous system programs, and then you can just send your application. I mean, I would say that this is a better fit, at least given the information that I could understand from what you have described. So my idea, my suggestion, let's say, is that you can browse the websites of some universities and then try to apply to some of the PhD programs. It would be better than go back to the master school.
Okay, so your recommendation is to pursue the way by getting another PhD in the computer science.
I would say so, and I would do so.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Sania, for the questions. As we are closing to the end of the sections, I would like to have one more questions here I think that to the master school office. The question is, how does COVID-19 influence the program? Can students get hands-on experience and work together face-to-face, or simply have classes online? So I think both to Professor Fontanelli and the master school office. Eileen, Tobias.
Yes, of course, the pandemic has been quite a challenge for a program like ours, which has mandatory mobility across Europe. But actually, during this spring, most of our universities have actually gone back to mostly offering classes on campus. Of course, it is very difficult for us to say if the situation that we're having now, which is a lot better than it has been, will remain so, or if we'll face another wave and another big amount of restrictions across Europe. That's very difficult for us to say. But the way things are looking now, you could definitely expect on-campus education and a lot of involvement with both your classmates and your professors. I'm not sure if Daniele has anything to add to that.
Well, you are more than right, Tobias. What we have done in these 2 years of COVID was to try to get as most as possible the, let's say, face-to-face interaction with the students. Of course, whenever the situation permitted this kind of approach. But anyway, our main point is to, as universities, is just to have always students in presence. And this is for several different kind of aspects. I mean, the relation is different, the kind of delivery of the classes, of the concept is easier. And also there is the possibility from the students to build up their own networks. You know, interacting with the other students. So I would say that almost all the universities is moving all courses online. In presence, okay? And I would say that by the autumn, if the outlook is what we have experiencing in these days, it will be to have all the classes in presence without any kind of issue. And this is, of course, even more important for EIT, as Tobias was correctly said. I mean, one of the plus, I would say a huge plus of the program is that the students come together, meet together, and they have different, let's say, events that allows them to meet each other, to share ideas and whatever. So I am quite optimistic that in September everything will be as it would be, and as we hope it will remain. Okay, so everything in presence.
Okay, thank you very much, Tobias and Professor Fontanelli for the answers. Now we have come to the end of the sections. First, I would like to thank you, all of you, very much for being with us today and for interested in our programs, Master School program in Autonomous Systems. I hope that you get all the answers to your questions and enjoy the section and considering us to join us in the Autonomous System program, Master School in EIT Digital. I would like to thank as well Professor Daniel Fontanelli, the program lead at EIT Digital, and Bogdan Mihai Nistor, our student ambassador, for sharing with us your insight, for answering all the questions the students, the prospective students have with us. I would like also to thank our colleagues from the Master School office, Eileen and Tobias, for their presence and for their answer to the questions of the students. Last but not least, I would like to thank my colleagues here at Budapest Note, Christian and Dorothea, who is helping us a lot in organizing this session. I'd like to ask Christian, please come and share with us a few information about the next event that we have in our webinars coming weeks and months. Please, Christian, the floor is yours.
Right, thank you, Tuan, and also seconding you. Thank you, all of you, for coming, both as a presenter and also as attendees. It really means a lot. We hope that we have answered all your questions. If you have anything else left, we put both Daniel's and I believe Bogdan Mihai's email addresses as well. In case of any other questions, please address it to me and I will send it to the person in charge of that. For all of you that who have not decided yet, perhaps, which program you would like to attend at the EIT Digital, we have good news for you because we have some upcoming info sessions as well. On the 2nd of March, we're going to have the data science program info session. 1 week after that, we are going to have once again a cybersecurity info session. And the week after that, the date is to be confirmed, we are going to have one on fintech. No worries, we are going to email you all this info. This is something just to bear in mind. So once again, the 2nd of March is going to be on data science, the 9th of March, it's on cybersecurity, and the week after, with a confirmed date, is going to be on fintech. Again, thank you all of you for coming, and hope to see you at one of our programs. I give you back the word, Tuan. Thank you. Thank you, Christian, for sharing this information. We will have a follow-up emails to send to all of you with all the contacts that we have today. For if you have further questions, we are ready to help you and answer additional questions to you. Yeah, unfortunately, the session is limited on 1 hour, and we are a little bit more on that time. And I would like to thank once again our presenter, Professor Fontanelli and Nistor, for your time, for your help, and for your very, very informative answers. And I wish you a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.